Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Now at 6:30, a disturbing mystery on the Space Coast. Wildlife teams have rescued more than 20 hurt pelicans in 1 week. What's causing the sudden spike in injuries and how you can help get results? Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30 Getting Results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Warmouth. Well, it's one of the fastest growing parts of Central Florida, and Osceola County schools scrambling to build fast enough to keep up with the boom, but building is only half the challenge. Is it growing too fast?
Absolutely, it's growing too fast.
So where are these teachers going to be coming from?
That is a difficulty. We really don't know. And then we have this extreme growth that's so rapid, it's really difficult to keep up with that infrastructure.
How Osceola County is working to fill those classrooms, buses, and more with 3 new K-8 schools under construction at the same time. That's ahead in my Boomtown report.
But we start right now at 6:30 with an arrest after panic at a local park. Deputies evacuated the area after they say a guy fired a shot and then started running up an embankment and onto a road. Video shows the frantic search to take him in. This unfolded Saturday at Kelly Park East at the edge of the Banana River. News 6's Eric Von Anken is there walking us through what happened and what it was like for people who were there.
Saturday morning, there were kids playing in the sand over here and kids swinging on the swings. Families were sitting by the water here. There was even a church group in the Banana River. They were doing a baptism this past Saturday morning. Normally, this is a safe place to be, a very peaceful place. But this past weekend, deputies ordered everybody out because they were searching for a guy, and they had their own long guns and even a helicopter. Kim Ryan was also here.
And I had my earbuds in at the time, so I took them out and asked her again what she said. And she said, "We're evacuating the park. There's an active shooting, an investigation going on. We're clearing the park out." And then I noticed like all the parents picked up their kids out of the playground and left.
This is how it all started right here in the parking lot. Somebody noticed a suspicious pickup truck, so deputies came out, checked it out, and the guy gave them a false name and then just ran off. This is where it gets weird. The guy swims into the river and then swims out over there into the woods. It got really serious when the guy yelled to deputies from in the woods that he had a gun and fired a single shot. Is this frustrating for you and I would imagine all of these families that this is your place? I mean, you come here every day and this happens and changes your whole experience and the experience of all of these folks here.
It just makes you, well, not take for granted how beautiful it is here, but know that sometimes things aren't safe, and so just to be more alert.
And this went on until the guy went from the woods to the hill. He scrambled up this embankment, walked alongside the beach line, and it looked like tried to stop drivers until deputies took him down. A couple of deputies were roughed up a little bit during the arrest, but we found out they're going to be fine. As for the suspect, Nicholas Hankey, well, he is still in jail tonight here in Brevard County and likely not getting out anytime soon based on all of the charges he's facing tonight. We're in Merritt Island. Eric Von Anken Getting Results, News 6.
So we asked Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey if he wanted to weigh in on the situation. We were told he is out of town and unavailable.
Big new developments tonight, more than a year after a drive-by shooting took an innocent woman's life. She was among a group of 6 women who were shot not long after leaving a concert. The gunfire rang out at the intersection of Reinhardt Road and 46A in Seminole County, right near I-4. Today, Seminole County's sheriff announced they arrested more than a dozen people, and he believes the shooting is linked to gang violence. So this happened in January of last year, 5 miles away from the barn in Sanford where the concert was held. The sheriff believes the performer, rapper Jackboy, was the target. He was in another car, but the gunman opened fire on a van with the 6 women inside. The woman killed, Princess Tolliver, was in town to spend a holiday weekend with friends.
Her murder was the result of the criminal actions of others who demonstrated a total disregard for human life. We found that the likely motive for the incident stemmed from a very public, high-profile dispute playing out on social media and in the court system involving Jack Boy and a known associate of the shooters, another rap artist, Bill Capri, known by the stage name Kodak Black.
Now, there's no evidence Bill Capri is directly linked to this crime. The sheriff believes the shooters were motivated to make a name for themselves. 8 suspects were arrested recently. Another 5 were already taken into custody on other charges. Deputies are still searching for a 14th suspect.
Tonight, some Seminole County shop owners are still angry. They are scrambling to make up for lost business after Seminole Town Center Mall was closed for several days last week. FPL says the mall's owner did not pay the power bill. They finally settled up sometime on Saturday, and they were there yesterday as shoppers were allowed back inside. The mall's owner never commented on what happened. Some of the small business owners tell Jerry Askin they are not happy.
Do the right thing. You gotta do right by people. You know, it's not right what they're doing. It's people's lives.
The lights are back on here at the Seminole Town Center where Joe's staff works, but he's frustrated. He said he was forced to close his winery and gift shop and even cancel art classes here at Winey Winch, all because the power was cut at the mall last Thursday through Saturday. News 6 learned the mall ownership was behind on its power bills.
How much money have you lost from this?
Maybe $5,000. It's kind of hard, but you miss one weekend, it really messes everything up.
His mother owns the winery and gift shop and calls it unprofessional.
Uncaring. There's absolutely no regards to the small businesses in this mall.
News 6 learned the mall ownership is also behind on its taxes. Mary and staff told me it's been tough as a mall tenant, but she's holding on to hope.
Oh, we're staying because we do know that there is to be new owners, that they're supposed to have a closing on or before March 29th.
But at this time, News 6 has not confirmed that.
I came by the mall's office trying to get answers. I wanted to know more about...
Guys, how can I help you?
Are you with the mall office?
Yes.
Okay, how can we talk to you about the mall's future and also the financial situation? Who can we speak with?
Well, first of all, this is private property, so I gotta ask you to stop recording.
We stopped recording inside, but outside, I reached out to Cohan Retail Investment Group that owns the mall and never heard back. Someone else from the mall's office also called me back and said no comment.
Now, we are still making phone calls, but again, no confirmation on a possible new owner here for the mall. But again, the mall is back open for business. Those anchor stores like Dillard's and Dick's Sporting Goods, for example, stayed open since they pay for their own power. In Sanford, here in Seminole County, I'm Jerry Askin, getting results, News 6.
A mystery in Brevard County that has wildlife workers worried. More than 20 injured pelicans have turned up in a week, just in need of help. News 6's Brian Didlake traveled to where the birds are being cared for now to understand the size of the problem and asks, why is it happening now?
The Florida Wildlife Hospital posted this, calling for help on social media, looking to get results after seeing an increase of injured birds.
We're going to do a head-to-toe examination.
Dr. April Gear is one of the veterinarians hoping to get answers, saying she saw an influx of patients.
We can see each of the wings here and here. So the injuries that we've been seeing coming in have all been very badly fractured wings.
Showing me recent bone scans of injured pelicans, Dr. Gear says seeing injuries in wild animals happen. But after seeing more than 20 cases in a week, she says she has her suspicions.
When we're saying investigation, are we thinking humans are involved in this?
So we're concerned that there's some sort of human involvement and that it may or may not be any kind of malicious intent.
Dr. Gear says there lies the mystery, saying it can be a number of things from boats offshore to a car hitting these pelicans. Today, just beyond this gate, biologists and a pathologist are working to get those answers on why we are seeing these injuries.
So we've looked at a number of pelicans so far. I think we've today looked at 6 or 7 so far. There's a lot more to be looked at over the next couple of days.
Dr. Adam Stern says it's too early to have any concrete findings. Stern tells me he learned about the injured pelicans from Blue World Research Institute. He says while serving as the medical examiner of the birds, he hopes whatever he finds helps.
We see patterns, and in this case we got a large numbers of animals, so we're potentially going to see a lot of patterns. We can start to look at what are the causes of those patterns.
Dr. Gear says there may be more affected pelicans, saying they have more reports of some washing up to shore already dead. Now, while this investigation is ongoing, the Florida Wildlife Hospital is calling on anyone who may see an injured pelican or affected animal to reach out to them immediately. We'll have their contact information out of this story on clickorlando.com. But for now, we are in Palm Shores. Brian Ditlake getting results. News 6.
Some breaking news now at 6:30. Police have shut down all traffic to and from Terminal B at Orlando International Airport. We've contacted the airport and Orlando police to find out what's happening in this area. We also have a crew on the way to the scene. We'll update you on clickorlando.com when we get any new information. If you are an AT&T user and endured that frustrating service outage last week, good news. The company says it's reimbursing customers.
Yeah, that's right. The bad news, though, it's only $5. Just keep it at that point, right? In a message sent to customers, the company apologized and said the credit is to, quote, help make it right. So it'll be automatically applied to customers' accounts within 2 billing cycles as well.
Okay, so question for you. Is $5 enough? A poll on clickorlando.com found absolutely not. 90% of people said no. You can still weigh in and give us your opinion by heading to clickorlando.com/react. You can also take out your phone, open the camera app, and scan the QR code that's right there on your screen. It will take you directly to the poll.
I mean, I have AT&T, and
are you going to spend that $5 all at once?
We'll see what I'm going to be spending it on. Yeah. Can't even get much nowadays with that. But here's a look at the top stories that are trending tonight on clickorlando.com. By far, number one, a News 6 investigation. A Florida man called us after losing $42,000 to a beautiful face on social media.
Yeah, we've heard this before. He fell victim to a romance scheme involving cryptocurrency. Here's a little of what News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld uncovered.
She surprised me because said, okay, if you are real, let's make a video call. And we did a video call.
He knew her as Mandy Lee, a chief executive officer with Estee Lauder. For now, he wants to remain anonymous.
Did it look like the photographs?
Pretty similar.
Really?
Not exactly the same.
So who was he really talking to? News 6 matched that face to more than a dozen profiles on social media platforms, from Kim Hamilton to Min Young. The thief used her face to offer a path to fast money, Ethereum, a type of cryptocurrency.
I see my money. I see something going up and down, but it was just a trap. My money was already gone.
Records show he lost close to $42,000. The woman claiming to be Mandy Lee, like his money, gone.
I guess I lost big money. Stupid me.
That's not even my money, and it hurts. Catch Mike's full report on the homepage of clickorlando.com. Hate to see that.
Yeah, another top trending story. Sign up for free used solar panels. It's a giveaway aimed at keeping them out of landfills. The nonprofit Ideas for Us calls it the Great Solar Giveaway. More than 5,000 solar panels up for grabs, recycled from a local installation. Each one is about 19 years old, 5 feet long, and 33 pounds. The giveaway is going on now through March 31st. Now, sorry, but you do have to move them yourself. You'll find details at clickorlando.com.
Details. Well, if you don't need solar panels, how about free tickets to Monster Jam? News 6 insiders can win a family 4-pack of tickets to see the Monster Trucks competition at Camping World Stadium. That's on March 2nd. It's free to become an insider and free to enter. Just head on over to clickorlando.com/insider.
Well, time and battery power both running out for the new lunar lander. Going through some pains up there. Ahead on News 6 at 6:30, why the company that built it and NASA both call this mission a success, even though it's landed on its side. Tom.
Take a look at what's happening downtown Orlando this evening. It is beautiful. What a great day we've had. By midnight, we should be down to 58 degrees. I'll be back to pinpoint the overnight low where you are and then talk about a warmer day for tomorrow.
We went around this lake and I saw these swans.
All right, turns out Drew Barrymore knows something about the City Beautiful. Later, how I had the pleasure to introduce her talk show audience to Orlando beyond the theme parks.
Hey, I know her. Oh, baby. Well, first, with new communities popping up, Osceola County struggling to build schools fast enough. How they're coping with 3 new schools under construction at the same time. That's up next in my Boomtown report. You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Palm Coast, Lady Lake, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at 6:30, it is one of the fastest growing counties in the nation, and school leaders in Osceola County say that growth is the biggest challenge facing the district.
Yeah, I was there on Friday as they broke ground on a new K-8 school. It's being built on roughly 20 acres along Cross Prairie Parkway in the new Kindred community. That's in the Kissimmee area. And it is the third K-8 school to start construction in the last year. So here's why. Enrollment at the end of the 2019-2020 school year, roughly 69,000. Last year, though, it jumped to more than 81,000. So they say if you build it, they will come. But in Osceola County, they are already here. It's a familiar sight in Osceola County. New neighborhoods lined with hundreds of new homes. The growth here is exploding, and it's not stopping.
It's going to be very difficult for us to keep up with the growth, but the taxpayers have been very good to us in approving the sales tax that helps with our capital projects.
One of those projects breaking ground on Friday.
1, 2, 3.
A $75 million K-8 school located in the heart of the new Kindred community of Kissimmee. Nearly 1,500 students will eventually walk the halls here, bringing much needed relief to nearby Neptune Elementary and Middle. Superintendent Dr. Mark Shanoff.
This is a brand new community, and so what type of accelerator do you need in order to ensure that you can build community? Well, it really starts with the school.
Now, the county is growing so quickly that this is the third K-8 that will soon come online. This one will be ready in fall of 2025. The other two will be ready in time for the 2024 school year. And in 2026, a new high school is set to open in St. Cloud.
We recognize now that we've got to do more quicker than ever before, and we're doing it.
The fact that we're building 3 schools concurrently at the same exact time as we're building a transportation depot lets you know that our resources are being stretched extremely thin.
Osceola is already the 10th fastest growing county in the nation. By 2040, the population is expected to jump another 50%. School board member Julius Melendez says meeting the needs of a growing community goes further than just building new schools.
It's not just finding construction workers, but it's finding qualified, certified teachers, having bus drivers and attendants being able to take the kids back and forth to school. So when growth grows too fast, a little bit out of control, we would like the county to be able to slow things down and allow the infrastructure to catch up.
Is it growing too fast?
Absolutely, it's growing too fast.
So where are these teachers going to be coming from?
That is a difficulty. We really don't know. We're doing the best that we can to convert paraprofessionals to teachers, but even when you do that, now you have a vacancy in your paraprofessional. It's a domino effect that continuously is a vicious cycle, and then we have this extreme growth that's so rapid, it's really difficult to keep up with that infrastructure.
I mean, it's absolutely booming. And on top of the new schools that are being built, the district is also expanding existing ones. That's the case at the Neo City Academy and St. Cloud High School. It's a really difficult thing. And you also have to think that as these new schools open, you have to rezone the kids to go and figure out where the new rezoning is going to be. That's difficult for parents to figure out as well.
And that's how you know that the boom is real, because you're building all these schools at elementary, K-8, that's middle school, right? That's insane. And when you talk about 2040, that's tomorrow.
It's coming. And the K-8 model, and I know it's nothing new, but they are becoming way more prevalent because it casts a wider net to bring in, you don't know who's moving here. So if they have an elementary and a middle school kid, then you're under the same roof, and it's a little bit easier for parents. And I think that K-8 model is becoming more widespread for a reason. So we'll see what happens, especially in these growing pockets of Central Florida.
Well, time is running out tonight for the first U.S. spacecraft on the moon in more than 50 years. So we told you Friday night the Odysseus lunar lander came in too fast as it touched down, so now it's kind of leaning. Intuitive Machine says that means there is not enough sunlight to recharge its little batteries, so communications with Odysseus could go dark as soon as tomorrow. And that means the mission will end sooner than the company had planned.
So teams will begin collecting data from the experiments on board as long as they can. NASA and Intuitive Machines both still call this mission a huge success. Experimental NASA lasers helped guide Odysseus to its landing spot too. Odysseus also just sent back The first image from the moon's surface by a U.S. spacecraft since Apollo 17 in 1972. That's why they're calling it a success. Odysseus took this photo 35 seconds after tipping on its side last week.
It's like it had a little drink and that's the only photo it got. Okay, so in this new photo from NASA's lunar orbiter confirms Odysseus ended up just a mile from its intended target. It's the closest a spacecraft has ever landed near the moon's south pole, which could have water. A 600,000-mile journey that launched right from here, the Space Coast, just a week and a half ago. But you know, every day, Elon Musk, when something explodes, he always says, we learned so much. And sometimes you do learn a lot from your mistakes.
Odysseus.
Well, meanwhile, the next mission from the Space Coast is one step closer to launch. The 3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut who make up Crew 8 are in quarantine at Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, they just touched down yesterday in a NASA jet from Houston, and then earlier today, SpaceX rolled out their Crew Dragon capsule out to the historic launch pad 39A, tweeting out these pictures after it arrived. Late this afternoon, SpaceX tweeted photos showing they are now upright and almost ready to launch. That is set for overnight Friday. It is a busy week for SpaceX teams, too. Just last night, the company sent up 24 more Starlink internet satellites from the Cape. A beautiful day to catch a launch as well. I caught it from Orlando, so it's just beautiful blue skies.
All right, so that was the 11th Florida flight for SpaceX so far this year, and a big rebound from 2011 when the last space shuttle mission ended. Crew 8 pilot Dr. Michael Barrett was on board Discovery's final flight.
When we came down here to watch Discovery be ported away from here, the Kennedy Space Center was very quiet. It was so empty compared to what we were all used to for all this time. And we were all pretty sure that KSC was going to come back, but we had no idea how much. I would say KSC has come back with a vengeance.
Who'd have thought 5 or 6 years ago that the competition for launch or the constraint to launch would be a launch pad, right? Like, we delayed our launch a few days because there's stiff competition to get out there to 39A. It's not a rocket constraint, it's a pad constraint.
So that's the perspective of Crew 8 Commander Matthew Dominic. The former Navy pilot will make his first trip into space. The Crew 8 launch is currently set for 4 minutes after midnight on Friday. We'll carry it live on News 6, here on News 6 Plus, and of course, clickorlando.com.
Looking forward to that. But yesterday, if you were able to just peek your head outside, it was just beautiful blue skies and able to see that launch very clearly from Orlando.
I didn't see it.
You just got to know what's happening. I got the push alert. I just ran outside really fast.
What time to go again?
It was like around 5 o'clock.
Oh, in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I think I wrapped up my yard work and sit in the house. But
I was at a Solar Bears game.
You win.
It was fun.
Yeah, I think you're having more fun than Tom. I was working in the yard all day. Sounds to me like maybe Justin was sitting at the house all day.
That was after yard. I got my yard work done early, Tom. But I was a Sunday yard work guy myself.
Okay, fine. Take a look at what's going on live weather radar right now. We're good to go. No big radar echoes out there. We're dry. Out to the east, down to the south. Everything is good. We're high and dry, and that's fine. Our daytime high today hit 77. That's exactly where we're supposed to be this time of year. The overnight low was a little chilly, way below normal, down to 49. Tonight's low will not go quite that low. Currently, we're talking about 72 degrees in Orlando, and we're past sunset. Look at Mount Dora. Temperature reading in Mount Dora also warm at 67. It's very pleasant. Here's the port, the Allure of the Seas, just sitting there waiting for its next departure. 67 degrees here at news time at the port. Temps where you live. 66 in Palm Coast, 74 right now in Kissimmee, 72 in Gainesville, 66 Ocala, and 68 right now in Melbourne. Coming up in the next few days, the heat is on. That big ridge of high pressure is your new best friend if you like it warmer. High tomorrow about 79, just a couple of degrees warmer than today. Then on Wednesday, 83, Thursday, 80, and then a cold front gets here. It starts to kick up some rain. By Friday, for the first weekend of bike week, it's going to be wet. Rain chances on Friday 20%, 40% on Saturday in Daytona Beach. And by Sunday, the daytime high is 74. Here's the big ridge of high pressure I was just talking about. It's taken over. We're on the backside of it, which is fine if you like it warmer. All the southerly support of that wind, well, that will continue through the day tomorrow. Here's Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., whooshing that wind up here across the Southland, and then a cold front comes our way to wrap out the work week, and moisture out west will start to ride this way as well. So put all that together, and we have bigger rain chances in time for the weekend. Tonight's lows, a little bit warmer than last night. 48 as far north as Gainesville, 47 Ocala, 54 in Kissimmee, 52 in Palm Coast. And right here in Orlando, we're going to call it 53. A clear night and not as chilly. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Really good looking Tuesday. Temperature reading 73 by noon. The daytime high tomorrow is 79. Here's the week ahead. High tomorrow 79, then 83, breezy on Wednesday. Thursday 80. Rain chances take over in time for the weekend. So bike week this year starts with dodging scattered showers. I'll have a new model run on when to expect the rain coming up tonight at 11 on News 6.
Unfortunate timing. All right, thank you, Tom. Well, Ginger just got back from hitting the road, a big trip to the Big Apple.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I was in New York to bring the best of Orlando to the Drew Barrymore show. So, of course, I had to bring a special friend along.
Snappy is his name.
Snappy the happy alligator.
Yeah, okay, Snappy, I don't love the name, but I love you.
Oh, look at his little face.
How Drew Barrymore and her gang reacted to meeting a real-life baby gator when News 6 at 7 continues.
I'm News 6 investigator Mike DeForest. We have traveled here to the Mexico border to see for ourselves how Florida taxpayer money is being used to help Texas combat illegal immigration. It did not take long for us to find Florida Highway Patrol troopers and other state of Florida employees here in this border town.
All right, so we are so happy to have Ginger back where she belongs, right here on News 6, back from the Big Apple.
I'm really happy to be back, Justin, but I hit the road for the Big Apple to show off the best of the Orlando area on the Drew Barrymore show. No small feat. That segment aired today, and I had to show off, of course, the symbol of downtown Orlando. The city is bustling with arts, culture, and a vibrant nightlife. Now, at its heart is Lake Eola. I love a good lake scene. It's called the Jewel of Downtown, right?
It is beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
I was actually the Grand Marshal in the LGBTQ parade in Orlando one time.
You were, Ross?
Yes, I was very fancy.
Yeah.
I was waving.
Yeah.
And we went around around this lake and I saw these swans.
The swan boats. They're famous because people come and they want to touch and ride the real swans. You can't do that. You'll go to jail.
They were so much fun. The swans weren't the only wildlife we talked about on the show, though. I had Savannah Bowen from Gatorland introduce a very special friend.
Snappy is his name.
Snappy the happy alligator.
Yeah, okay, Snappy, I don't love the name, but I love you.
Oh, look at his little face.
Should I be scared of Snappy at all?
Snappy's actually a rescue, and you shouldn't be scared. I have a handle on him, and Gatorland rescues alligators and crocodiles all the time in the state of Florida, and this is just a little ambassador of that.
Okay, try walking down the street with Savannah in New York like that. You're going to get some stares. She's amazing. You can catch the Drew Barrymore Show on WKMG every weekday starting at 3 o'clock, just before News 6 at 4 o'clock. I had a great time.
Bravo, you did great.
I tried my best to not embarrass you guys or the city of Orlando.
You were
I get
awesome.
to come back.
You were awesome. You look great, too.
Thank you. Thank you for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. They'll see you back here tonight at 11. Have a good one.